All right, here with reaction to all of this. He is the star of First Take on ESPN. He is our friend. I will not ever back off that. Stephen A. Smith. Okay. You tell
What's up,
Democrats.
man? What's up, man?
Well, it's good to see you. You tell Democrats all the time. Don't go, taking the bait and Trump derangement syndrome. And this is what you did. He has been a Knicks fan like you his entire life. He's gone to Knicks games for decades and decades. The Knicks have a shot at the championship. You said if they lose that game, it's his fault. Then you blamed him. They lost. Now, now you're saying if they lose the series, you're going to blame Trump. You have lost your mind if you believe that.
I did not say that last part because they were down by 29 last night, overcame it in historic fashion.
Oh, you
this
did
is on
before
them.
the game.
They got their mojo. They got their mojo back, okay? But before the game, I said that, and I stood by it. He had no business at that game. See, people, this is a hard conversation to your listeners out there because, like, you tell me to stay in my lane when it comes to politics. You don't know sports. You don't understand. First of all, let me be very, very clear.
Would you let me tell you? I'm going to tell you the greatest Knicks team of all time.
You struggle.
Earl the Pearl.
Oh, please.
Walt Frazier, Willis Reed, Dave
so you
DeBusschere,
Googled something over the
Bill
night.
Bradley,
Stop it.
Wingo.
Stop it.
Come on.
Please. So what you going to do, ask a 3-minute question to start playing your music the minute I start answering? You ain't getting away with that.
Probably.
Here's the deal, Sean, okay? First of all, let me be very clear. I take no offense with the president coming after me the way that he did. People go after him every day. I certainly went after him. He has every right to come back and clap back at me. I'm a big boy. I can take it. He ain't phasing me one bit. But this man was raised in Queens, New York, lifelong Knicks fan, knows about the suffering that spans 53 years. And when you are a true sports fan, you know every little thing could disrupt the momentum. You have watch parties outside, thousands of people. You have rabid fans inside, people throughout the state, Central Park, Bryant Park, and throughout the state of New York are on fire. The momentum is there. Incredibly intimidating. And what does this guy do? He shows up. They got to get rid of the watch party. He disrupts the momentum and the fervor. And that is why I blamed him for the loss to Game 3. I said it.
But then you followed up and you said if they lose,
because he's a New York Knicks fan. He's a New York Knicks fan.
You followed up and said if they lose the series, you will blame him.
Yeah, I did.
Before last night's win.
Yeah, that's how I felt. And that's how I felt. Let me tell you why.
That's
Because
nuts.
after they lost Game 3.
That's on them.
Let me finish. Let me finish. After they lost Game 3, I thought they might lose Game 4. And sure enough, they were down by 29 points. So I definitely was blaming him because it's nothing like they looked en route to a 13-game winning streak. See, he wants to talk and call me names and go at all. Donald Trump knows he had no business disrupting that mojo. Not a New York Knicks fan, not a true New York Knicks fan. He knows better. He was there in 73 when Walt Clyde Frazier.
He's the president. He's been a decades and decades and decades long fan like you.
Because he's the president. Time out.
I didn't know you were so superstitious.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I'm not moving traffic. I ain't got Secret Service and I got to have watch parties canceled. Right. And I'm not affecting the audience like that. He was because he's the president. That's what he did.
Okay, the watch parties were canceled by Mamdani last night. They weren't canceled by Donald Trump last night. He wasn't at the game last night.
Hold it.
Excuse me, Mamdani did it. He shut down the watch parties.
Don't get me started with Mamdani.
Don't get me started with
Mamdani. No, not mine. Oh, hell no, not me. Oh, no, you ain't putting that on me. I wouldn't have voted for him. I tell you that right now. We ain't going there. But the point is, thank goodness the New York Knicks came back, and Donald Trump didn't compromise the mojo permanently. Because had he, I'd have never forgave him for it. I'd have called him out for it.
So,
damn it, that's how I felt.
If they would have lost last night.
But they got their mojo back.
I want to be clear.
They got their mojo back.
If they would have lost last night and lost the series, your blame would have been on Trump.
I'd have blamed him.
Not the Knicks.
I'd have blamed on Donald Trump. They'd have been on Donald Trump. Because 13-game winning streak, flowing, playing exceptional basketball until he showed up. Come on, man. You gotta get all in. There's certain things that I might do. But if the New York Knicks struggle, then I might change it up because I want them to win.
All right, can you explain something? Maybe you can explain your fellow Knicks fans. They go crazy and get violent if they lose. They go crazy and get violent if they win. What the hell is that? Why is that happening?
There's no excuse for it. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who did that should have been arrested. As far as I'm concerned, if a police officer or anybody in the crowd saw him, not only should they got arrested, they should got their ass kicked. You know, you wouldn't have done that to Victor Wembanyama or anybody else to their face if you didn't have a crowd to hide behind. And it's just emblematic of the lawlessness that's permissive in the eyes of some folks out there that allow this kind of stuff to happen. When somebody's arrested, let their ass stay in jail for a little while. Let them stay there with the fellas and find out how unjoyful it can be. Let's not make it so comfortable for them. You know what? We're a nation of laws. And people don't want to obey the law sometimes. And this happens. It's not just with the New York Knicks.
Let me tell you one thing.
It happens with various parades and stuff like that, but it shouldn't be tolerated. Not at all. I'm not here to justify that.
So you think you're saying, I'll meet Trump anywhere, anytime. Just for the record, I just played Obama, went after me all the time, and he never did an interview with me, never met with me, never talked to me. And Donald Trump is not going to meet you either, as hard as you might try to smoke him out. Just tell... I probably could have brokered it beforehand.
Time out. No. First of all, I don't care. But secondly, and more importantly, I knew Donald Trump long before he ever became president. And let me say this for the record that'll shock your audience, okay? What he said about me yesterday, you could call it cruel or whatever you want. That's the first negative thing he's ever said about me. Donald Trump has been nothing but nice to me for many, many years. But I disagree with him showing up to the Knicks game. And I said so.
Well, the first thing he said is you're a nice guy.
If that's what caused him to react that way, he's entitled to that. But he's always been nice to me. But damn it, you know what? I didn't like him showing up to the Knicks game, and I said so. And I'm not taking it back. That's how I feel. He almost lost the series for us.
You've lost it. All right, Stephen A., we love you.
I'm telling you.
Up next. All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with Me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.